Hey everybody, welcome to Arcane Wednesday for August 12th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright, today on Arcane Wednesday, we're going to take a look at a spell that goes all the way back to the beginning of D&D. And actually, in order to look at this spell the way it's written, we're going to have to kind of look at two spells. Because in most editions of D&D, this spell is defined by it works the same as another spell, except for these differences. The spell we are going to look at is Charm Monster, and the spell that the other editions of D&D always compare it to is Charm Person. So we're going to take a look at both of those spells in the course of our time together today. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at 5th edition, since we generally always start there. Charm Monster is a 4th edition, or a 4th level spell that is available to bards, druids, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. 1 action casting time, 30-foot range. Verbal and somatic components last for an hour. Enchantment, and the target gets a wisdom save, and if the spell is successful, they are charmed. So you attempt to charm a creature you can see within range. Must make a wisdom saving throw, and it does so with advantage if you and your companions are fighting it. If it fails the throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. Charmed creature is friendly to you. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. So at higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot at 5th level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot above 4th. And these creatures must be within 30 feet of each other when you target them. Alright, so that is Charm Monster. Now, like I said, most of the other editions, 5th edition doesn't do this, but most of the other editions compare it to Charm Person. And so here's something that we want to take a look at. Well, why is one such a higher level and one is such a lower level? Charm Person, as you can see, is only a 1st level spell. The way that it casts is almost exactly the same. Verbal and somatic, same range, same duration, same effect, and they get a wisdom save. So the key here is with Charm Person, you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you and your companions are fighting it. If it fails, it's charmed by you until the spell ends, until your companions, and then the charmed creature regards you as friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed. And then you can target 1 additional creature for each level or each spell slot above 1st that you use to cast it. And the Charm Person is available to bards, druids, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards, and priests of the trickery domain. So those priests are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, the trickery domain clerics are the ones that get the Charm Person, but they don't get the Charm Monster. So why is it easier to charm a humanoid than other creatures? Well, most of the time it's because the charm relies on your charisma and your persuasion. I mean, yes, it's a magical effect, but it's enhanced by your your ability to communicate with the creature. Even if it doesn't share the same language, you can communicate with a humanoid a whole lot more easily than you can communicate, let's say, with an alligator. And the charm monster it really has more of an element of controlling the mind of another creature that has really kind of an alien thought process and may or may not possess any kind of language, may or may not normally have any sort of sentience, but you can still control it or make it friendly towards you, persuade it to do what you want to do. So it requires a whole lot more magic to do that, and that's the reason why you see them being two different levels, even though the way the spells work mechanically is very much the same. So as I said, Charm Monster and Charm Person go all the way back to original D&D. And as you can see, Charm Monster was, in fact, a 4th level spell for magic users back in those days. Now, range of 120 feet, duration special, 1 or more living creatures. The spell effect is identical to that of Charm Person, but will affect any creature except an undead monster. If cast on victims with 3 hit dice or less, the spell will charm 3d6 or 3 to 18 victims. Otherwise, it will charm only 1 victim. Each victim may make a saving throw versus spells to avoid the effects. So then, Charm Person, range 120, see below, 1 living person. Spell will affect only humans, demi-humans, and certain other creatures. Victim is allowed a saving throw versus spells. If the saving throw is successful, it has no effect. If it fails, the victim will believe that the spellcaster is its best friend and will try to defend the spellcaster against any threat, whether real or imagined. The victim is charmed. As a general rule, the spell only affects creatures who look similar to humans in various ways. Humans, demi-humans, certain giant class creatures, etc. will not affect animals, magical creatures such as living statues, undead, or human-like creatures larger than ogres. If the spellcaster can speak a language that the charmed victim understands, the spellcaster may give orders to the victim. See, now, back in those days, you had to share a language, which Charmed Person in 5th edition, no, you don't have to share a language. It doesn't say that. Spellcaster may give orders. These orders should sound like suggestions, as if just between friends. Charmed victim will usually obey, but the victim may resist orders that are contrary to the victim's nature, alignment, and habits. He doesn't need to roll anything to resist. Victim will refuse to obey orders to kill itself. A charm may last for months. The victim may make another saving throw every so often, depending on its intelligence score. And then the charm person duration, and it's when do you make the saving throw. More complex system for determining duration of charm appears in chapter 13 on page 144. Victim who is given conflicting orders and impressions by those adventuring friends and his new best friend should react as any person would in real life with confusion. Charm is automatically broken if the spellcaster attacks the victim, whether by spell or by weapon. Victim will fight normally if attacked by the spellcaster's allies. So, let's see, page 144. Let's go take a look at the table. Okay. Charm Person spells. A magic user elf casts Charm Person, and a player will ask you for the effect. 14. The creature will remain charmed for at least 24 hours and often longer. May make a saving throw each time the controlling character places a charmed character in a dangerous situation. So that is the new thing, okay? Duration determined by the victim's intelligence stated in the duration of charm. Humans, dwarves, and halflings may intelligence score. Elves always have a 9 or better, and determined, okay. So now here is the duration of charm effect, frequency of new saving throws. So this is for whatever the intelligence score is. So if intelligence of 0, takes 120 days. 1, 90 days. 2, 60 days. 3, 45 days. So on and so forth. And then if the victim has a intelligence of 21 or more, they get to make a saving throw every 10 minutes. So that's the difference with the charm monster and charm person in original D&D. All right, let's go to first edition. So again, 4th level spell, an enchantment charm, charm monster, same components, range of 60 yards. So 120 for original, 60 here, 30 feet for the new one. Duration, special, area of effect, special. Okay, casting time, 4 segments. Similar to Charm Person, but will affect any living creature or several creatures, less level explained hereafter. Magic user casts a charm, and any affected creature regard the spellcaster as friendly, an ally or companion, yada yada yada. Very similar to the earlier edition. Okay, so affected creatures will eventually come out of it under the influence, and probably of such breaking as function of creature's level, its number of hit dice. So this is how the percent chance of per week of breaking the spell. So if the creature is up to 2 hit dice, has a 5%. Up to 3 plus 2 hit dice, 10%, and so on and so forth. Naturally, overtly hostile acts with the person charming the monster will automatically break the spell, or very least allow the monster a new saving throw. And then charm monster will affect 2 to 8 first level creatures, 1 to 4 second level creatures, 1 or 2 third level creatures, or 1 creature of 4th level or higher. Okay. And then let's see the charm person. Okay. The spell is the same as second level. Oh, okay. Charm person or mammal. But the magic using only charm persons. Brownies, dwarves, elves, gnolls, gnomes, goblins, half-elves, halflings, half-orcs, hobgoblins, humans, kobolds, lizardmen, nixies, orcs, pixies, sprites, and troglodytes. All our comments regarding the spell's effect apply with respect to persons. So, charm, person, or mammal. Now that was a druid spell. Person or mammal. So this is a 2nd level druid spell. And so the spell will affect any single person or mammal is cast upon. Creature will regard the druid or the caster as trusted friend and ally to be heeded and protected. Does not enable a druid to control the creature if it were not an automaton, but any word or action will be viewed in the most favorable way. Alright, so then this is also intelligence based, and so you make the checks based on the intelligence of the creature. And then this, again, the caveat applies that if the caster harms the creature, it automatically breaks the charm. Alright, so in 2nd edition, charm monsters, once again, a 4th level spell, 60 yards, 1 or more creature in a 20-foot radius. Charm person, but it can affect any living creature or several low-level creatures. 2d4 hit dice or levels of creatures, although it only affects 1 creature of 4 or more hit dice or levels, regardless of the number rolled. All possible subjects receive saving throws versus spell, adjusted for wisdom. Any damage inflicted by the caster or his allies in a round of casting grants the wounded creature another saving throw at a bonus of +1 per damage received. Okay, affected creatures regard spellcasters friendly, ally, companion to be treated well or guarded from harm. And then, once again, we're back to the chance to break the spell being based on hit dice, not being based on intelligence score. That is for the charm monster. Then we go to charm person, and we are back to the spell being the time between checks being based on the intelligence score, not the number of hit dice. And in 3rd edition, Charm Monster is available to bards, sorcerers, and wizards. 1 day per level is the duration. Functions like Charm Person, except the effect is not restricted by creature type or size. So Charm Person is again a 1st level spell. And it makes humanoid regard you as his trusted friend and ally. The creature is currently being threatened or attacked by you, or receives a +5 bonus on saving throws. Does not enable you to control the charmed creature, but perceives your words and actions in the most favorable way. All right, and so the and again, charm person is first. So this is the difference then between the charm monster and the charm person. And it's interesting that they historically, when they're looking at how long it takes this to break, they do the charm monster based on the hit dice and the charm person based on the intelligence score. Of course, in 5th edition, you don't worry about that because it's just an hour, and it doesn't go on. And of course, 4th edition is a little bit different; it doesn't have this spell at all. All right, well, that is going to do it for tonight. I have been DM Gallibond. This has been Arcane Wednesday. If you like what we do here on this channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Click the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a new video to the channel. Thank you very much for, if you're one of the folks that also follows us over on Twitch, thank you very much for helping us last month to reach affiliate on Twitch. We're pushing towards partner over there, and would love it if you could spread the word about the YouTube channel as well, and let the people that you know about this channel and the content that we have here. All right, thank you very much. We'll talk to you later, and everybody have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.